Hello, my name is Nishani Bourmault, and I am an associate professor at NEOMA in the People and Organizations department. I teach courses in leadership and management. I wanted to make this video to give you an idea of what professors do when we are not in the classroom with you. In addition to teaching, a large part of our job is conducting research. Research helps us to advance our knowledge across the various domains that we can then share with you, our students, as well as with professionals and organizations. It also allows us to create synergies with other universities and business schools across the world. My research is focused on understanding how people navigate changes in their jobs and work. I do mostly qualitative research, where I interview and observe professionals in their work. To give you a better understanding of the research side of our job, I'm going to briefly tell you the story of a research paper that I published with a colleague at Boston University. The title of the paper is Rebooting One's Professional Expertise, the Case of French Anesthesiologists Using Hypnosis. The idea for this project began during a casual conversation where I learned that some French anesthesiologists were replacing certain general anesthesia procedures in the operating room with hypnosis. I was intrigued. In my mind, the anesthesiology profession is very scientific, very pharmaceutical. The practice of hypnosis seemed like a profound transformation in this line of work, and as I'm interested in change, it seemed like a very promising research field. In qualitative research, the first big step is gaining access to the field. For the kind of research I do, this means conducting at least 50 interviews and often observing people in their work. So I asked myself, will I be able to find 50 anesthesiologists who practice hypnosis, and can I convince them to spend an hour with me to share their experiences? Personally, I find that stage of a project quite stressful. You're a complete outsider and you have to create an atmosphere of trust. Little by little, I began conducting interviews and observations. It was quite an amazing experience for me to see the inner workings of an operating room. In total, I conducted 62 interviews and 125 observation hours, which takes quite some time. Another critical part of a research project is identifying what themes to focus on. I find this one of the most difficult parts because many topics emerge from the interviews and observations, and you have to make a choice. It requires a lot of reflection, reading, and discussion with my co-author. For your research to be published, you need to add something new. Add new knowledge to the field. For this project, my co-author and I decided to focus on the question of how professionals who are deeply anchored in their norms can voluntarily reinvent their work. It's a topic that is not yet well understood, so we structured our analysis around this question. Next, we wrote the paper. I presented it at several conferences, for example, at Harvard, Wharton, Seattle, and Vienna. This allowed me to get lots of feedback on the paper, which was extremely useful for our progress. The paper explores how professionals reinvent their work. In this case, French anesthesiologists that use hypnosis. After incorporating all the feedback, we decided to submit the paper to an American academic journal. The paper has to go through several stages and can be rejected at any point. A team of reviewers and an editor gives you feedback, and it's a long, decisive, and sometimes fatal process for the project. They can say no, and this can be very discouraging. For this paper, this stage took us 2 years. I find that research often requires a lot of patience and resilience. Luckily, here at NEOMA, we have a cohesive group of professors with whom I can share the highs and lows of research. In the end, everything turned out well. We published our paper in one of the most prestigious journals in management research. And when I saw the final article, after 3 years of work, it was truly a moment of pride and professional accomplishment. After the article was published, I was also very happy to see that various professionals, including doctors and consultants, found this analysis of making profound changes in one's work to be useful. As you may have gathered, research takes a lot of time and energy and is an important part of our jobs. To wrap up, perhaps I will share a little piece of advice. Don't hesitate to ask your professors about their research after class. It could be the start of some very enriching conversations and open up new perspectives.